Welcome back, guys. This is Sahil, your boy here, and in this video we're going to be covering everything that you need to know in order to get started using MySQL language. So first thing first, what exactly is MySQL? So MySQL is a language that is used to interact with databases, and specifically the RDBMS. Now what is this RDBMS? RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. So SQL is language that is used to interact with the RDBMS. So suppose that the SQL is like a steering wheel and RDBMS is your car. So SQL is the language that is used to drive the RDBMS. Alright. Now what is SQL? How do you spell that? So it's called SQL. The S stands for structure, the Q stands for query, and the L stands for language. So it's a structured query language. I hope you know the meaning of structured and language. Now what does this query mean? Query means to give instruction, like we are querying out something. So we are given instruction to RDBMS. So SQL is a language that is used to give instruction to RDBMS, to the databases. Alright, so I hope this introduction is fine. Now I want you all to go to a site that's called this SQLiteOnline.com. Hang on, I'll fix my microphone here. Yeah, I'll zoom it now. So this is SQLiteOnline.com. And I want you all to go to this site, and now once you are here, first of all, you will be very confused here, just because you're going to see a very lot of different kind of things here. But the first one most important thing is the CRUD. CRUD. What is CRUD? So C stands for create, R stands for read, U stands for update, and D stands for destroy. So we will be creating a database, then we will be reading the database, and we'll be updating that, and the last we'll be destroying that. Alright, so these are the things that we're going to be creating today. So for creating a database, now how do we create a database? So to create a database, you got to first know about the data types. What are the different data types that is used inside MySQL language? Well, in SQL there are a lot of different data types, but the most important one we're going to be covering in this video, which are the integer, which is nothing but the numbers. The next is the string, which is just the characters, and the next is the money, which is the decimal number. Alright, so these are the three basics data types in SQL. Now to use integer, we have to type here int. To use string here, we have to just type here string, and to use the money here, we got to type here money. That is how we define the data types. Alright, so first of all, how do we create a database here? So for creating a database, or for creating a table here, like SQL is just close to English. Everything that you say in English, that's same in SQL here. So to create a table here, you got to type here create table, and that's it. Now you got to type the name of the table. Suppose that I want to create a table called products, products, products. Now the brackets here. Now we can't create a blank table, right? The table has to have some columns here. So the columns are the vertical lines. So the table has to have some vertical, some horizontal lines. Now we got to create some column here. Suppose that I have a table called products, and that product contains some column that may be ID, the product name, and the product cost. Alright, so we're creating the three columns here. To create three columns, we have to type the column name here, which is maybe, for in my case, it will be ID, and that will be an integer. As I have said you earlier, to define an integer here, you got to type here int. That's it. Now comma. Now the next column that I want to create here is the name. So I got to type here name. This will be a string. So So to define a string data type, you got to type here string. So string. Now the next one is the price here, price. That will be a decimal. To define a price here, you got to type here money, money. That's a decimal, and that is how we create a table here. Now you know what? Every table should have some uniqueness in it. Suppose that in your class there are two guys that have the same name. Now how do we differentiate between them? There must be something that should be unique in them, maybe their phone number or maybe their admission number. So to create uniqueness inside a table in MySQL, there is a term called primary key. The primary key is used to define something that can't be changed, that can't be, that can't contain same content here. So that is used to define the uniqueness of that column. So to create a primary key inside a table, you have to just type here primary key, and in my case I want the primary key to be ID here. Alright, and that's it. That is how you're gonna create a table here. So I've typed here create table. Now I'm creating a table called products, and the product contains few columns here. The first column is ID, which is an integer. The second is the name, which is a string. The third is the price, which is the money, and I forgot to put a comma here, so don't forget that. The fourth one is the primary key. So you know we are providing the ID, we are creating the ID as our primary key, and we are ready to go. Now as I click on run, our table is made, and you can see it over here. Now if you click on this product here, you got to see few columns here. The first column is ID, which was integer. The second was the name, which was the string. The third was the price, which was the money. Alright, so now we have successfully accomplished the first letter of CRUD, which was create. Now the second is R, which stands for reading. Now how do we read data? Well, before reading the data, we got to know how do we insert data inside that table. So to insert data inside the table, there is another query here. Now what is that query? So to insert data, we got to type here insert into. That's it. That is how we insert data. Now I got to provide the table name where I want to insert the data. So in my case, I want it to be inserted into a table called products, right? So I'll type here PRODUCTS products. Now I need a braces here. Now in the braces, I got to provide the column name where I want to insert the data. So the first column in my case is the ID. So I'll type here ID here. The next column is the name, so I got to type here name here. The next column is the price. I got to type the price here. That's it. Now, like I'm inserting into products, specifically the column which are ID, name, price. Now I got to provide the value that I want to insert here. So to insert values, there is another query syntax here that is called VALUES values. Now what are the values that I want to insert here? So the first value should be, like, you got to type it like in an order. So the first order will be for ID, the second one will be for name, the third one will be for price here. So for the ID, as I have said you earlier, it's an integer, so I have to type here a number, which will be 1 in my case. The second is the name, so the name is a string here, so I'll type the name to be maybe my name, Sahil. Now the next one is the price. So I shouldn't type my name here, I'm not being sold now. So maybe some products, so maybe I'll type here car here. And the price, what should be the price? Maybe I want the price to be 10.5 rupee. Alright, there we go. Now what I did here is that I'm inserting data inside products, specifically an ID, name, price, and the value that I want to insert here is 1, car, and 10.5. Now if I run it by clicking here run, I got an error like unique constant fail. What happened? I guess I just pressed it double time. Now I guess the data has already been applied over here. Now let me create more data. So now I want the ID to be 2, and this contain maybe bike here, and the cost of that bike here, and the cost of that bike is maybe 6.5 rupee. Alright, I got to click on the run here and done. Now the second letter of the code R, which stands for read. How do we read data? To read a data, that's same with English. We got to type here select everything. So to read data, just type here select now everything. So there is a special letter that is designed for everything, that is associated with the letter everything inside SQL, that's called the asterisk here. So this asterisk is used to tell SQL I want to select everything. So I want to select everything where? From table which is called product. So from Prerequisites products. So I'm selecting everything from products. Now let's see what happened if I run it. I got a table here that has a column called ID, name, price. The first ID was of a car whose price was 10.5. The second ID is of bike whose price is 6.5. Alright, so we have successfully accomplished the two letters of code, which are creating and reading. Now CRU, now updating. Suppose that I want to add one more column here. Now I want to add one more column for maybe the company name, right? So how do we add a column? So to add a column, we are altering the table, we are modifying the table. So to alter, to modify the table, there is another query, there is another syntax which is called alter. Now this is used to alter the table. Now if you are facing an issue, what I want you all to go to W3 school MySQL, just type here W3 schools and SQL, just type here SQL, just go there and just you will receive a tutorial here. And if you are stuck somewhere, if you are stuck in selecting data, if you are stuck in something here, so you can just visit the site and just get what you want. So what I want to do now is I want to edit the data. I want to add a column here. So to add a column, we use alter here, ALTER. Now let's search that in Google here. How to add columns inside SQL. Alright, we got the SQL alter table. Alright, now if you have any issues, you can just go on Google and get their core answer. So it says that to add a column, just type here, to edit a column, just type here alter the table name, to add column that data type. That's so easy, right? Now I got to type here alter. Now I'm editing, I'm modifying a table here, so I got to type here table. Now I got to type the table name. In my case, the table name is product, so I'll type here PRODUCTS product. Now what I am doing here is I am adding a column, right? So to add a column, just type here add, now column name. So as I've said earlier, the next column will be company, COMPANY, and this will be a string here, right? Now just run it, and we have successfully altered the table. Now if you click on products, now you can see that there is another column here that's called the company here. Now what will happen if I just select everything from products? Let's see what happens if I run that again. I got an ID, I got a car, I got a price, and I got a company, and it's null. There is nothing inside it. Now how do we update here? Now we have came to the third letter of crude, which is CRU, which is the U letter, we stand for updating. Now how do we update the table? To update the table here, there is another query which stands for update. That's just equal to English. Now we got to just type here update and table name. Now if you got confused here, I want you all to go to Google and just search here how to update the data inside the SQL. Just write that here. Just go to the first option, which of the W3 school, and what does it say about update statement? To update data, you got to type here update the table name, and what do you want to update? So I want to set column name to be something, so column 2 to be something, where some condition here. All right, we got that. So I'm updating. Now what I'm updating a table called products here. So I'll type here products. I'm updating products. Now what I am updating, the thing that I'm updating is the company here. So I'll type here set, and I want to type here company, which is the column name. So set company company is equal to, maybe I'll type here BMW. Now if I run this, what will happen here is the company will get applied to all the data here. So we got to provide some condition that's going to differentiate where do you want to add this company. So we have to be very careful here. Okay, I'll see what happens if I just run this. Okay, I run that. Now let's see what happens if I just type here select all from products. If I run that, as you can see, the BMW has been applied to every company, right? And I don't want that. I want the car to be BMW, but the bike, sorry, I want the car to be, I want the car to be BMW and the bike to be KTM. So to do that, just type here update the table name, which is products, and set the column name, which is the company here. So set company to be KTM. All right, we are setting the company to be KTM. Where? So so here I am being very careful, right? I want to set the company to be KTM where the ID is 2. So only this particular row will be applied a company, will get the company that's called KTM. So I'll type here where the ID is 2. So I'm updating product here. I'm setting company to be KTM where ID is 2. If I run that, if I just type here select all from product, I run it again. Now I got the KTM here. So we use where to be, like to be pinpointing something. Like I want to be like I'm being like, what? How can I explain that? I am being very, this mental here. I'm being specifying here that I want to do that with this row only. All right, that's why we type where. So I'm being very careful and just like updating data. What will happen, right? I just do that one more again. What will happen if I just type here update table, which is products, set name to be Sahil? What will happen if I just run this? If I run that, now if I just select 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 everything from products, if I run it again, now the name has been applied, right? I don't want that. I want to apply the name to some columns, to some unique column, and that is why we use primary key. We use primary key to get the uniqueness of a column. So I will revert that again. So that's a challenge for you. Just do that. I want the car to be BMW. I want car here and I want bike here. So to do that, let's just type here update products, set name to be car where ID is equal to 2. Run it again and select name to be alright. Select name to be bike where ID to be 2, and select name to be car where ID to be 1. If I run it again, and if I just type here select everything from products. Run that again, and I got it. Yep. Now the next thing, now we have successfully completed C, which stands for create, R stands for read, U stands for update, D stands for deleting the data. Now how do we delete the data? So to delete the data, first of all we'll see how can we delete a data, then we'll see how can we delete the entire table. So how do we delete the data? So to delete data, that is same as in English. We got to type here delete from something. Alright, now just go on Google and just search here how do we delete a data in MySQL. So how to delete the data in the MySQL. Just go to the W3 SQL delete statement here. Right, let me see if it's recording. Yeah, it is. Alright, yep. So delete from table where some condition here. Suppose that I want to delete this bike here. Alright, so how do we delete that? I'll type here delete from table that's called products where id is equal to 2. I'm deleting something from products. I'm deleting everything from products where the id is 2. So everything inside it will get deleted. If I run it again, and if I just type here select all from products, run it again, that row is deleted. Alright, now how do we delete? This is how we delete a column here. How, wait a second, I'm coming in a minute. Now how do we delete a table here? To delete a table, there is another thing that's called drop. We have to type here drop, then the table and the table name. Suppose that I want to drop a table called products, so I'll type here drop table and the name, which is PRODUCT product. If I run that again, that table is deleted. So this is how we do CRUD: create, read, update and delete. Now the next one is how to do relation in between the two different tables, how to provide relation in between two tables. So to do that, I want you all to create two tables here. The first one will be of products, the second one will be of name or customers. Just create that table. That's your task now. Just pause the video and create that. So I'm gonna create that over here right now. So I'll type here create table called products, and the one will be id, which should be integer. The next one is our maybe name, which is our string. The next one is price, which is money, and I want the primary key to be id here. Now the primary key to be id here, and I will run that again. Now I got one error here, near syntax error. So I haven't typed the comma here. I run that again. That is created. Alright, now I need to create another table that's called CUSTOM or customer name. Just I want to type the name here, no price here. And the primary key is id here. If I run that again, that's created. Now I want to add the data inside it. So I've created two tables here, which are customers and products. Now I want to add data. So I'll type here insert, I'll zoom in, insert into products, and I'm inserting into products, and I want to see the columns which are id, name and price. I'm inserting into id, name and price, where the values are 1, name will be maybe pen, and the price will be of 10.3. Alright, I'm doing another statement here, which is insert into products ID 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 name price whose VA values are 2. This time it is pencil, and the price is maybe pencil, kind of cheaper than pen, right? So 3.4. Run that again. I got an error. In your insert there is a syntax error. So insert into product values this. So I got some syntax error. Can you find out what is this error here? So I'm inserting into products, insert into products ID name price where value is this. I think I can't do that here by typing that again and again. Yep, that is inserted. Now the next time it is maybe pencil, and the price is maybe 3.3 rupee. I'll run that again, and I can't do that. Why? Just because unique constraint failed. The ID is a primary key, and I'm typing that ID again and again here. So I got to be unique here. So I'll type it to be 2 this time. Run that again, and that's gonna run it. Alright, if I type here select everything from products and run it again, I got ID, I got name, I got the price. Now I want to add inside customer, so I'll type here insert into C customer, and I want to insert it into the ID and name, which are ID comma name, where the values are 1, name will be Sahil. Run that again. The next one, its value is maybe 2, and name will be maybe Elon. Alright, run it again. That is it. Now let's kind of select everything. So select everything from customer. Run that again. I got ID, I got name here. So I have successfully created two tables here, which are customer, which are product. Now I want to suppose that this ID number 1, which is Sahil, has purchased product with ID number 1. Okay, and the Elon, whose ID number 2, has purchased a product whose ID is 2. So how do I get those two tables to be displayed over here? So I'll just select everything from product also, and suppose that the first customer, which was Sahil, has purchased a product of ID 1, which is pen, whose price was 10. So I want to display Sahil here. How do I do that? To do that, there is another query, which is to join the SQL inner join statement. So let's see what the MySQL Google says that with the inner join statement. So I'll type here how to do inner join in MySQL. Go to the first link here, and I am selecting some column name, right, from something, and I'm joining table on something, and I'm specifying what is the condition. Alright, I'll say that again. So I'm selecting the column name from the table, and I'm just typing inner join. I'm typing the table that has to be joined, where when the column name get matches with this column name. Alright, I'll do that again, the same here. So I'm selecting everything from, well, I don't type that, so I'll type here select PRO select products dot id products. Okay, select product dot id, product dot name, and product dot price. Also customer dot name, I'm selecting product ID, product name, product price, customer name, and I'm selecting that from the table called products, 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 and I'm joining it. So I'll type here inner join. I'm joining customer here, CUS. I'm joining customer here, so CUS to your customer on. I'm joining your customer. Now when should I join it? Now what should be the condition? Just join customer when the products dot id is equal to customer dot id. When product dot id is equal to customer dot id, what will happen if I run it again? I got ID, I got name, I got price, and I got name, right? Now I have successfully joined my table, the name here, which was Sahil. Now what I did here is I'm selecting product ID, product name, product price, customer name from products. And how am I selecting that? Is I'm inner joining. I'm joining customer table, and I'm only joining that when the product ID is equal to customer ID. So the product ID was Sahil, and this ID was equal to this, so it's the Sahil has purchased pen here, and the next one was Elon purchased the pencil here. Alright, so this is the basic way how you can code in SQL, MySQL. So I have covered everything here. I have covered the CRUD, creating, reading, updating, and destroying the data. I hope guys you like this video. If you like, then hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll meet you on another video. Till then, take care and thanks for watching.